Hi everybody, how you doing? This is Tracing Roots and Telling Tales Tuesdays, Genealogy with Donna, and it's episode 40. Now, when I started this last, I believe it was November of 2024, I was going to do it until I couldn't find any more stories. That was how I figured it. Well, I haven't run out of stories yet, and I am so proud that I have been consistent. And I have the 40th episode right here, right now. I can't begin to tell you the things that, with the help of family, I have found out that were perhaps brick walls, things that I never knew that I was going to find. There are always surprises, always. So, it is 40 episodes, which has consisted of countless stories of what our ancestors have taught us. Today's a little extra special because it is episode 40. I started the series and I thought about, you just add to the tree. What do you add? You add names, dates, records. Did they serve in the military? Were they part of the pioneers that came across from Springfield, Missouri? Did they settle in the West in the 1800s? Or did they stay just right where they are today? But I didn't realize that it would become more about the people, the perseverance, and the legacy. So I'm going to share a few of the lessons our ancestors have quietly been teaching us over these 40 episodes. So, lesson 1. Ordinary people live extraordinary lives. Most of our ancestors weren't famous, but they were brave, resourceful, and resilient. They raised families, they crossed borders, they survived loss, and they kept going. And that matters. We wouldn't be here today without them. Think about what happened during the Depression. Now, that was in the 1930s. What they had to sacrifice: the ration stamps, clothing for sewing your own clothes, food, sugar, flour, gasoline, the less money, the people that were unemployed, just so much. And then when World War II came along, the people that didn't work, that had stayed home, the housewives, had to take the place of the men in the factories because we needed the factories for the equipment that was being made to be able to supply the troops that were over fighting war. Kind of a circle of life, so to speak. Lesson 2, women were the backbone, even when the records tried to erase them. Aunt Tilly. Now, if you knew Aunt Tilly and she's your great-great-great-aunt, but all you have is Aunt Tilly and she married Uncle Fred, you don't know Aunt Tilly's maiden name. And so that is lost, unless you can find a marriage certificate. And then it's not lost anymore. So keep your eye out. I mean, I told you guys stories over this last year of things that I thought were brick walls, but with the help of family, I was able to conquer those brick walls and find out information that had been a glimmer, a nugget of a story that I had heard when I was 10, 11. So it's not lost. It's just you haven't found it yet. That word yet, it makes a big difference. So many women have disappeared, but their impact is everywhere. So finding them reminds us that being remembered is powerful. Here's a perfect example. I have right on my desk right here the metal box that contains the recipes that my great-grandmother Bertha and my grandmother Pauline put together, and I still have, thank God. Could I use those recipes now? Yeah, I think I'd have to tweak them because it talks about lard and things that we perhaps don't use now in our baking. But there are the brownies with the walnuts, with the Crisco, and they're so Crisco on the shelves in the market. So I can still make those, but they are rich as hell, and they are not good for the waistline, but oh my goodness, they are so good. One of the things that we still make today, now I don't do it because it's just Mike and I, and Mike isn't real partial to that, but it's called fried bread. Now, it was introduced to the Pilgrims in the East as bread that was just fried up after it was raised. And in New England, that I believe is still a popular dish. We make it, my nephew Richard and my daughter Jennifer, they both make it on the holidays and sometimes other times. But tomorrow I will be able to have fried bread because Jennifer has taken it out and it's raising right now. So that's kind of cool. Lesson 3, every record tells more than one story. The census isn't just a list. It's a snapshot of a life. There are census records that will tell you if they own or rent their home. It will tell you perhaps what the value of the home is. It will tell you the address of that home. It will tell you who's living in the home at that particular address, and their relationship to the head of the household. On some census records, it will tell you if it is a first, second, third, fourth, or fifth marriage. It will tell you how long they've been married. It might tell you their country of origin, if they're a citizen, if where their parents were born, each mother and father. It will tell you what their occupation is and what type of industry they work in and what their education would be. Those things you can find from a census. There are other things also, but those are the things that come to mind when I think of the censuses that I have seen, and I was privileged enough to be able to transcribe, I don't even know, 30,000 names? It was 30,000 names in the 1940 census that came. I was tickled pink to be able to do it, and it became a search unto itself when I found somebody that was maybe 5 years old, and then I wanted to see if they were still alive and being able to piece together what their story was. The names that I saw that I was able to transcribe were just amazing. Such wonderful names. Anyway, a military record isn't just for the service. It's a sacrifice, family, and time lost, and sacrifice given. Lesson number 4, brick walls aren't dead ends. I just gave you an example of that. Some of the most meaningful discoveries come after frustration. And with the help of Jody, I would not have known that twins story, that actually there was a twin, and the twin died at 21 days. So because it was not my father's twin, it was his uncle, or his brother. It was a brother, because he was a twin to both the brothers. He was a brother to both the twins, even though the twin died after the 21st day. It was still, I didn't hear that. So when I go to the next chapter of my life, I will be asking some questions of those people. Our ancestors didn't give up, and neither should we. So again, the big question is yet. We just don't have that answer yet. Doesn't mean we won't get it. Doesn't mean it isn't there. It just means we don't have it. A legacy isn't about paper. It's a passing on of the stories. If all we leave behind is name and dates, we miss the heart of it. Legacy lives in the stories we tell, the memories we preserve, and the people we teach. So please pass along the stories. Christmas holidays, summer reunions, summer vacations. It's perfect opportunity. Hi, Phoebe. Thanks for joining me. Those types of get-togethers is a perfect opportunity to tell the stories that you know and ask the others about the stories they know. Their nuggets in their stories might help you with some of the brick walls that you have. It might build another branch, another limb for that tree, and help flesh out the information that you're searching for. Makes a big difference. And lesson number 6, you don't have to be a genealogist to care. You don't need charts to honor your people. You just need curiosity and the willingness to listen. So, as we close out this year, I want you to hear this. Your story matters. Your parents' story matters. And this story with your grandparents, and yes, even your great-grandparents, that matters too. All of your ancestors matter, or you wouldn't be here. This series has never been about the past. It's all about what we can carry forward. So I'd like to know, Who's your one ancestor you wish you could thank? Thank them for you being here. And I want to thank you guys for, checking it out, for seeing what I have to say. I've actually transferred all of the remaining videos that I have on this. Unfortunately, Facebook deleted quite a number of them, but I was able to preserve many of them over on my YouTube channel, and I will need to put that in on my post so people can reference it and go back and check out the lessons, and maybe you can start your tree. If you need any help, I will be more than happy to help you. I was in the grocery store yesterday, and my friend Shirley said, I need to know whether my brother, whom I'm not very close to, is alive or dead. I think there's a death certificate for him, but I don't know. I said, send me your information. I'll put up a tree and see if I can't find some information with my ancestry membership. So I love helping people. I've done that many times, and I'd be more than happy to help you get started on your tree. And I want to thank you very much for sticking with me. And I want you to know that we're just getting started. There are so many more stories waiting to be told and waiting to be found. Anyway, you guys take care. I will be on here next Tuesday with my 41st episode. We'll be talking more about traits in your DNA. And I wish you a Merry Christmas. Take care. Bye-bye.